I would like to express my views over a couple of topics. The very first named, if people were having a couple of faces. And in addition to my very second topic, that is about the fear. Okay, the meaning of fear and what is fear as well. And so let's get let's get the ball rolling on these topics. Okay, it's meant to start with topics. Okay, and in addition to, the thing is that right away here is no follower but let it be. Furthermore, you know what, as a matter of fact, just imagine, okay, just wish and desire that what if people were having a couple of faces. Okay, according to me, the thing is that if people were having a couple of faces, so according to me, especially for females, the thing is that it would be itself their ideal zeal to just make themselves up, especially to do the makeup. And in addition to, the thing is that now the females, they are having merely one face, and even the males, they too are having merely one face. If the females were having a couple of faces, so the females were requiring to just do sizable and innumerable amount of makeup. Okay, and in addition to, you know what, normally it takes up to a couple of hours for the females to do the makeup of their entire face. Different topic ho gaya. Yeah. Okay, and in addition to, as a matter of fact, you know what, according to me, it takes 5 or 10 minutes for the females to apply the lipstick on their lips. And in addition to, if the females were having a couple of faces, so they were just requiring to apply lipsticks on a couple of lips, and even apply the eyeliner on 4 eyes, really. Okay, 2 eyes of one face and 2 eyes of the second face. Okay, and in addition to, for the eyebrow for the best threading of eyebrows, the females, they were just requiring, or they would be requiring to just pay extra amount of money, the twice amounted money to the salons for just getting the best look of the eyebrows. Okay, and in addition to, you know what, this is the fascinating topic. I got to know about this topic from the Google, and as quite earlier, according to me, half an hour ago, I was looking for the best topics, and so at once I used to just look for the topics on some of the websites of the Google, and then at once I came across one of the websites, and there I just caught sight at the topics, and there were ample and sizable and considerable amounted topics, and from which I had to make a great choice. And in addition to all the topics, they were fascinating one, eye-catching one, even readers attention catching one as well, readers attention drawing one as well. And so I faced a dilemma and in addition to, you know what, the thing was that I sunk in gloom. I was sinking in the best of frustration, as I thought that all are the elegant one, all topics are the fascinating one, and so I thought that should I speak on each and every topic. Then I thought that nope, I would be getting less period of time, and so within that moment I would be requiring to just choose one topic out of the all. So you know what, I was just requiring to choose merely one, and so that was a different sort of thing for me. Even that was a Herculean, arduous, gigantic, formidable, and fearful thing for me. And so at last I chose merely one, which is this one. Okay, and in addition to, if the females, they were having a couple of faces, so according to me, they were just requiring to apply more and more amounted foundation and concealer on their faces, and even normally it takes a couple of hours for the females to make themselves up or for makeup. And in addition to, if they were having a couple of faces, so a couple of faces were requiring 4 hours or even more than that. And even normally a bridal, according to me, normally the woman who who gets married to a man, so she takes 4 hours to just get a best look. And if she were having two faces, so that would had take more time, really, like one day or a couple of days consistently. And in addition to, what, females, they are quite much fond of applying something on their face so as to get the glowing skin. And if they were having a couple of faces, so they were just requiring to do something best with the according to me, with the cosmetic things or with the homemade remedies. And even more amounted cosmetic things or even the homemade remedies were required for just giving the best look to the face. Okay. And would be requiring as well, especially would be requiring. And in addition to, if the females would be having a couple of especially a couple of faces, and so the females would be getting 4 years. Okay. And so the females would be requiring to just buy more and more amounted gold jewelry. And especially, what, nowadays the gold jewelry, that is the expensive, handsome and hefty amounted one. And so if the gold jewelry, if the females would try to buy more and more gold jewelry, so according to me, the price of the gold jewelry, that would be uplifted, that would be moved and boosted. And then according to me, one day it would become impractical and unrealistic for the normal and middle class people to buy the gold jewelry. And on the contrary, there is a country in which the gold, that is cheaper, really, the gold that is the cheapest one. And earlier I read about the country from the Hindi newspaper, but now I have forgotten about the fact. Okay. And in addition to, what, the thing is that according to me, if the females were having 4 faces, so as a matter of fact, the females, they used to just do something with merely one face out of the 4 faces. And in addition to it, it would be quite much gigantic and herculean for the females to do the makeup of the entire 4 faces, really. And in addition to, the females, they would had look like the aliens. And the females, they would had speak more and more with the use of 4 mouths. And especially, what, as a matter of fact, it's a commonly held view of the people that the females, they speak quite much as compared to males. And so if they were having 4 faces, so they would had use their 4 mouths, and they would had speak quite much, they would had make noise and cacophony all around them, and thereby they would had distracted and disturbed all the people around them. Okay. And so it's pretty good that the females, they are having merely one face. And even, what, not only females speak quite much, but also males, they too speak quite much, really. I caught sight at the males when I was in grade 12th. So in my class, there were more males as compared to females. And so the males, they used to make a group, and in the group they used to do talking, they used to confer to each other. Confer, that meant talking. Okay. And gossip, idle gossip, having a conversation. Okay. And in addition to, the thing was that the males, they used to just talk about the mundane, the nondescript, it meant the normal things. Okay. The normal things. And in addition to, the males, they used to laugh together, used to laugh wholeheartedly. And I got unaware that about which sort of thing they were talking about, and even they used to talk about. One day I asked from one of the boys of my class that about the matter which he was talking to other boys. And so he just told me that he was talking about the normal things. Then I just felt like unable to understand about the topic on which he was talking about to his bosom buddies, to his boon companions. Okay, boon companions and bosom buddies, these are a couple of terms meant the same thing. It meant that the best friends ever, really. And in addition to, what, the thing is that when I used to just reach up to the school, so there outside the school I used to just see the boys, and especially I used to just watch out 10 to 12 groups of the boys, and in each and every group the boys they were 10 to 12 in number, and even the boys they used to talk to each other merrily and warmly. It meant that in a quite good manner, and talking in the quite friendly and cordial manner. Okay, and in addition to the boys, they were just talking about the examinations, and especially in those days the board examinations they were conducting, they were happening, they were taking place, and even after the examination the boys they used to talk to each other, and even I caught sight that there were no girl inside, and instead there were boys all over. There were boys and they used to just talk to each other, and according to me boys they talk quite much as compared to girls, that's the fact. And even when I used to catch up on academics in the classroom, so there the boys they were caught by the teachers in the act of talking to each other. And very firstly, this is a painting which I made. Really, this is a lion and this is a flower. I made this with the fabric colors. Okay, and it took me 3 hours, completely 3 hours. Really, I used to do the hard work. I used to do the painting with full of my heart, even with full of my pleasure, and with the might and main. Okay, might and main, it meant that doing the work with full of the efforts. Today I learned this phrase, especially today I have learned this phrase. Okay, not I learned, as according to me, according to the tenses, if one use today, so according to me have, that should take place. And in addition to, you know what, quite earlier I learned about tenses, especially I learned about tenses for the CUET examination, and now I've forgotten all the tenses and even all the grammar, but I can speak English. Even, you know what, some days ago I went into a coaching center, and there I asked about the grammar from the children, and they were having a well-versed knowledge about the grammar. You know what, they were having a solid foundation. Solid foundation, it meant a good command over something. Okay, so they were having a solid foundation over English language grammar. It meant that they were having a good command over English language grammar. Okay, and so, you know what, the children, they knew each and everything regarding grammar, and still they were unable to speak English. You know what, they can't speak in English for a couple of minutes. A couple of minutes, it meant 2 minutes. Okay, and even I don't know about grammar. I myself got unaware about the grammar, about the English grammar, but I can speak English. The reason behind this is that doing sizable, it meant a lot of. Okay, sizable, it meant more. Okay, doing sizable. Innumerable, it also meant a lot. Innumerable, considerable, numerous, ample amount of practice of speaking English. Okay, and the thing is that I just wanted to learn about speaking English, and so the moment when I learned about how to speak English, so then automatically I learned about how to write something in English. I got to know about how to put down emails, letters, essays, and even I got to know about how to discover the own errors, even the own mistakes, and very firstly the own mistakes of grammar and something related to that of English. And in addition to, there are a couple of meanings of the word named own. Own, it meant that you have earned something. Okay, it meant own. And the very second thing is that own, it meant that something which belongs to you, something which is possessed by you. Okay, like this bottle is mine, one, I possess this bottle. Okay, in addition to, I earned this bottle by doing the hard work, by doing a job. So it meant I have owned this bottle. It's easy. Okay. And in addition to, according to me, examples, giving examples of something that makes the learning easier as compared to the full concept, the boring concept, and even as compared to the lectures, the boring, the lengthy lectures of the teachers, really. And especially, let me familiarize you with something related to my personal life. When I was in grade, it meant class. Okay, when I was in grade 8th, so you know what, a new teacher was appointed in my school, and he was required to teach me physics. And at once he caught sight at me while I was playing with a pencil. You know what, while he was teaching in a class, I was having a pencil and I was just rolling around that one. I was rolling that one in the circular manner, and even I was just playing that one all the time, and he caught sight at me. But according to me, not all the time, but at least for some moments, like for 1 minute. Okay. And so the moment when he caught sight at me, so he just tried his level best to take revenge on me and even to teach me a great lesson. And even at that same day, he was feeling uneasy and he was not on his normal self. It meant that his mood, that was the different one. Normal self meant that he was something like that he was not having a good control over his mind, over his brain as well. In addition to his temper, it meant his mood, that was the unpleasant, obnoxious one. And furthermore, you know what, so then that teacher, that same teacher, he asked me about what he was teaching in the class at that same time. It meant at that same juncture. So then I used to just explain and elaborate him about those topics which he was relating to me at that same time. And then he got to know that I was attentive. Still, I was attentive. It meant that I was doing a couple of activities at the same time. Even I was learning about physics, even I was playing with a pencil. Okay, and so then he used to whisper. Whisper meaning just saying something quite slowly so that others can also speak, but saying something quite much slowly so that some other people, especially the deaf people, they can't listen carefully and even thoroughly and adequately. Okay, thoroughly and adequately, it meant that talking some matlab, I'm going to say thoroughly and adequately, it meant in the quite good manner, effectively, efficiently, and even listening hard. Okay, or doing something hard, it meant doing something in the quite good manner, listening something to a quite good manner, or reading book in the quite good manner, or speaking English in the quite good manner, speaking English thoroughly, adequately, keenly. It meant with full of the mind and with full of the attention. Okay. And in addition to, he whispered. Whispered, it meant muttering, murmuring. Okay. He whispered this, that I would try to ask her some of the questions later and I would insult her in the class. And then he asked me some of the questions and even used to insult me quite a lot. And even he used to take my surprise test on the regular basis. He used to ask me about each and everything in the classroom, and I exposed myself unable to give him all the relevant answers and logical answers of all of his questions. And so I got insulted many a time in the classroom, and I got unaware of the reason behind this. The reason was that the students of the class, they accompanied, they already joined his coaching, and so due to which his treatment towards them, that was good. On the contrary, I was the only one who didn't join his coaching, private coaching at home, and so due to which he used to give me ill treatment, and he just wanted to display and depict, it meant show and outdo and mirror. Okay, show to me that I was weak at academics, especially at physics, and so he just wanted to realize me that I need coaching, and I need his lectures, I need his private coachings. He just wanted to realize me this, really. but I didn't try to join his coaching. And every time, and up to 3 to 4 years, he used to insult me on the regular basis. That's the fact. And even some days, for some days, I just tried my level best to take the offs. It meant that not to go to the school. And offs means holiday, okay. And offs that also meant closing shop or closing the school, okay. Off, I'm talking about the holiday. So I just tried my level best to take the holiday from the school, but in vain, as my mom, she was completely firm on her resolve to send me to the school, really. Even, you know what, I used to just convince her with the words of my mouth that I don't want to go to school. Nevertheless, notwithstanding, she used to send me to the school, really. Even I was just requiring to just use my cycle for going to the school, and especially when the sun blazed fiercely. You know what, as a matter of fact, according to me, I used to go to the school in the finally morning time, and especially in the winter. And so my hands, they used to turn numb. My fingers, they used to stop working, they used to cease working. And even I used to feel unable to just move my fingers like this. And even I was unable to move my fingers like this. I explored myself unable to move my fingers like this, or I was unable to move my fingers like this due to the numbness of the cold of, especially of the winter season. In addition to, you know what, in the summer season, when I used to go back to my residence after the school time, so the sun that used to blaze fiercely, and I used to go to my residence without having a scarf, without covering my face with a scarf. And so due to which I got the gawky face, dull face, black one. And in addition to, the thing is that people, they used to poke fun at me as I got the black face. And in addition to my residence, my habitual, it meant my home, that was quite far from my school. And so I was just requiring to just get along. It meant to manage somehow by hook or by crook that sort of scenario, circumstance, and case and situation as well. Okay, and in addition to, you know what, the thing is that let me express my views over the term which named fear, which is my second topic. But before I begin with this topic, let me say something else. Let me conclude and relate something else, which is that today I used to make one of the videos which is about school versus college. There I explained each and everything. I elaborated about each and everything. And in addition to, there on YouTube there is one more video of mine, and that is the quite funny one, really, the interesting one. And in addition to, the title that isn't the funny story, but the title that is the different one. I got unaware of the title, but there I used to display, I used to reveal, and even I used to relate about what if the things would speak, what if the things would turn, would especially what if the things would act like the human beings, and what if the things would be getting the power of speaking something or doing something or moving or acting or something related to that. Or what if the things were human beings, especially what if the things were like human beings. Okay, very firstly, what if the things were human beings, it meant that the things like bottle, it itself used to act like a human being. Okay, what if this used to act like a human being? On the contrary, very firstly, my main motto is to relate about this, that what if the things were human beings, or what if the things used to act like the human beings. Act like, it meant that to behave like the human beings. Or what if the things were human beings, it meant that the things, they were themselves like the human beings. Okay, human beings like the face of the human beings or the body of the human beings, like this. Okay, there is a massive difference between these a couple of phrases, between these a couple of sentences, due to merely one word which named like. the things were like human beings, or what if the things were human beings? Okay, it meant that the things they were themselves human beings. Okay, I hope I hope you have understood the term. Okay, are you getting my point? Very firstly, are you getting my point? This is the phrase, the favorite phrase of one of my English mentors. Okay, when I was unable to speak English, I used to watch out the YouTube videos of English. Yep, I got it. Okay, when I didn't know about how to speak English, so I used to watch out the English podcasters. Even I used to listen to the foreigners. And in addition to, you know what? The thing is that I never thought this, that I would be just making a YouTube channel and there I would be uploading the YouTube videos of English, really. And even now, my mentors, my tutors, my private teachers, they have been uploading their videos, their English videos on YouTube like me. And it meant that I'm working like them. And in addition to, 1 year ago, I was myself a learner of English. I didn't know about English, even I couldn't speak English for at least 5 minutes. It happened. And but now I can speak. And in addition to, now I just work like that. This is the fascinating thing for me. And I just feel pleased with this work, really. You know what? The thing is that earlier and even now, I just want this, that I shouldn't try to speak the simple English. I just want is that my English level, that should be the C1, advanced one. I want is that my level, that should be the high one of speaking English. In addition to, I just want this, that my level of English, that should be molded by catching up on reading more and more books. Okay, but I'm having merely especially I'm having merely some amounted books. Especially I'm having English books which are 60 or 17 number. I'm having biology books which are more, and physics which are more. And but the thing is that I've already read all the English books, so it would be meaningless and purposeless and futile to read those sorts of books again, really. Okay, and in addition to, you know what, the thing is that I'm having a couple of English language books. And especially, not only a couple of, but I'm having 10 or 12 English language books, but out of which I adore, I love a couple of English language books, and through which I learned English. And in addition to, you know what, I've read those books for over time. Those books, they are thick, lengthy one. Nevertheless, I read those books. And in addition to, the thing is that reading book, that is a good activity and one should try. That is a good activity, very firstly. And in addition to, one should try to read books on the regular basis. But since I have read those books for many a time, so due to which I just feel fed up. I just feel like fed up with the activity of reading those books again and again and again, and I just desire for buying new books. But you know what, if I would try to buy a new book from the market, then I would read that one for 3 times, 4 times, and then again I would feel fed up with reading that same type of book, that same sort of book. Then I would try to buy another book, then so on, so on, so on. And again, nevertheless, I would feel uncontented, unsatisfied with reading, and I would try to buy more. Then my house, that would be like the bookstore, really. And even, you know what, in one of my shots, I used to just display my residence, my habitual, and especially my room, my upstairs room. And there is a large, the stately, the mammoth bookcase, bookstand. And in addition to that bookstand, that is completely composed of books of different types: biology, maths, physics, chemistry, especially the books of my grade 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and the even 6th, 7th, 8th, sixth, seventh, and even the lower fifth, fourth as well. As you know what, nobody tried to buy books from me, and nobody even yet tried to buy books from me. And in addition to, the thing is that one day I sold my books to one of the girls, one of my neighbors. She took the books from me, but then she didn't try to give me the money, the half rated money of those books. Okay, and then I used to go to her residence. Residence meant home. I used to go to her residence in habitual on the regular basis for asking about the money and for getting the half amounted money of the books. She used to make up excuses like this, that I'm not having money right away, even the business of my dad that is not working, that is not running in the quite good manner, and so I would try to pay the amounted money, that much amounted money to you later. Then after 1 month I went to her residence. Then again she used to make up excuses like this. Then after some months I went to her residence. Then again she used to make up excuses, and even you know what, she bought the books of 9th class, and even the moment when I asked from her about the money, so at the same juncture she was about to should have sell it to store. Okay, and even in addition to, at last I just asked her about the money when she was about to just take the final examination of 9th class, and she was about to just get promoted to grade 10th. And then my dad, he just told me that she's just about to pass the 9th grade, and then she would try to sell the books in the half rate to another guy, and she would be getting the money of the books, and even yet you haven't got the money of the books. And then I thought that it's kind of like a dilemma. Okay, and then I used to turn strict, I used to turn harsh, rude, unpolite towards her, and so then I just took back the books from her as she wasn't giving me the money. Even I used to warn her by saying this, that if you would not try to give me money, then I would take the books back from you. Then she told me yeah. And the next day when I went over there, so she straight away told me with a blunt directness of a race. It meant in the rude way and manner. She told me this, that take those books out of my residence. Just take those books out, and they belongs to you completely. Just take those. I don't need them anymore. And she read the books completely, and so due to it she wasn't needing those books anymore, and she read completely without giving me the money of the books. That was the fact. Even she was having 4 to 5 boards, and in addition to her dad's work, that was neither good nor bad, but that was enough, like the middle class people, and so she could afford to give me the money of the books. Even in addition to, according to me, the thing is that she was just requiring to pay me merely 2,800 rupees. And even the attires, the clothes which she puts on, which she wears on the regular basis, they looks expensive, handsome, and hefty amounted ones. That's the fact. And she just displays and shows this, that she is the middle class one, or poor, or the poorest one, or belongs to the poverty line, or belongs to the under poverty line. That's the fact. Okay, let it be. And in addition to, the last day while I was speaking English, so my siblings they came and they used to make keke funny, and even my siblings, they, especially my mom, she was just talking about the temple or something related to that, as quite recently the last day she went to the temple. And in addition to, my younger brother, he was watching out the television. You know what, his bad habit is that he just stands before the television, especially quite near to the television, and then he watches out the television. And even earlier he used to stand on the chair, and then he used to stare at the television. Stare at, it meant peer at. Okay, it meant to watching out something, especially for overtime, for more time. It meant ghurna. Okay, In addition to, you know what, his eyes, they used to become lazy one, lazy eyes. It is the biological term, and the students, they read about this term when they reaches up to the grade 10th. Okay, and you have already passed out that one. The result that is left. Result, I know the alternatives of result. Aftermath, consequence, get right. Aftermath, consequence, outcome, and aftermath, consequence, outcome. It's enough. Okay, these are the alternatives of result. And result of anything, result of examination, result of doing something like making something like dosa or burger or pizza or something related to that. Okay, in addition to what I was about to relate earlier, okay, my younger brother, you know what, he just tries the level best to just watch out the each and everything from the television, especially the horror TV series, even the cartoons on the television, and even he watches out the nonsense related things like one of the comedian TV series. Okay, in addition to, earlier when he was an infant, so he got unaware about the hostess, but now he is fully aware of the fact. Why? Due to merely televisions, he watched out hostess on the televisions, and so due to which now he feels afraid of sleeping alone on a single bed. Really, that's the fact. Even he needs someone for just getting rid of the fear of hostess, or for working off the fear of hostess. Really. And furthermore, the thing is that my younger brother, you know what, if he tries to sleep on the double bed along with my elder sister, so he just tries to clung clung to her. Clung, it meant that to stick to her, stick, and especially stick like especially to come quite closer to something, and or to someone. Okay, and so then my elder sister, she she tries to reprimand him and upbraid him, and especially in the summer season, as she feels quite much backward, and even she feels like that the weather that is the quite hot one, and she just needs the coldness, and so as to work off the warm weather. That's the fact. And during that time, he just sticks to her so as to get rid of the fear of ghosts. And in addition to, I too myself feel afraid of ghosts. But you know what? I can go to the terrace, especially at 12 o'clock. At 12 a.m. I'm not talking about the noon time. 12 a.m. the midnight. Okay. Okay, from 12 the morning starts. Okay, and as some states this that 12 o'clock, that is the midnight time, but according to the according to the some people, no, according to some people, the thing is that 12 o'clock the morning that starts. Okay, but the British states this that midnight that commences. But let me, one day I just wanted to talk to someone, so I went to the terrace at correct 12 o'clock, the midnight time. Really. And in addition to, this is my personal matter. And furthermore, I used to act like the crazy guy, and I was quite mad upon someone, you can understand. And in addition to, I used to talk quite much to that guy, and then one day I was caught. Let it be. And even, you know what, I was a topper of grade 12th, but there was someone in my class on whom I love hormone and attraction. Okay. Okay, so today you can ask me questions. I will try to reply those questions. Very firstly, you know what, before me here is a mirror, and on which my photo, my picture, my real photo, that is looking pretty elegant one. It meant quite good looking one, but before the camera that is looking dull, really. Okay, so you can ask me questions. My 397 data that is remaining. Wait. Okay. Okay. What? Okay. So what? You are also having a sister, especially elder one. Play galti. Okay, she used to play sports. Then she used to. Okay, but I'm not like her. Okay, she left the home for the wrong reason, no? Okay, I think someone kidnapped her. As the kidnapping that takes place quite much. That's the fact. Even people kidnap, especially the women, and then sell them just for the sake of money. Okay, then someone asked money from you, then what happened? You were unable to pay the money, and now she is not among your family members, and you as well. Okay, very firstly today while I was doing the live streaming, so I thought this that I didn't try to message you, and I thought this that unfortunately you would not join me while I would come live. There is police officer, so oh, okay. Okay, notification, yeah. Then I thought is that the notification that would come up to you, the notification of my live streaming, so due to which I didn't try to message you personally, and I thought is that what if it would distract and disturb you from catching up on academics or from any sort of activity, so due to which I didn't try to disturb you today. But the last day I used to message you, as I thought that you would try to join me on the live streaming. Okay, even according to me, it can also happen that your sister ran with someone. There are chances, as it has been happening over here in Jhansi. I live in Jhansi, right away I am in Jhansi. Okay, and in addition to, I have been dwelling over here for over time, for over 6 years. It's my 7th year. Earlier I used to live in Ambala, that is around Chandigarh, Haryana. Okay, and in addition to, as a matter of fact, the thing is that here in Jhansi, especially in Bundelkhand, the females, they just mix up excuses for running with someone. They just tries to just go to the coaching, and they makes up excuses by saying this that we want to go to the coaching, and they just try to catch up on the wrong path, and instead of going to the coaching, they try to run away with someone, and it happens. And even it has been happening with the girls who have been in grade 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and up to 12th. Okay, and it's the normal thing. It happens many a time with many people, and especially it happens due to the attractive due to the attractive according to me attractive opposite genders. Okay, let it be, I'm not revealing and even I'm not claiming this that she ran. Okay, it's not my intention to relate about. I don't want to hurt you anymore like this. Let it be. Very firstly, today my topic that is about the fear. Okay, what is fear? Fear meant feeling afraid of something or someone. Okay, like some people they feel afraid of police, or some people they feel afraid of their parents or of their siblings or their grandfather or grandmother. In addition to, some people they feel afraid of the invisible things like ghosts. Okay, I myself feel afraid of ghosts, and even I feel afraid of lizards. Okay, and one day I watched out one of the horror film named Alone, which is the film of the twin sisters. Even I'm having a twin sister. She is half an hour younger to me. No, younger than me and junior to me. Okay, and so that film that was about the twin sisters, two twin sisters who were conjoined with their stomach or even with their waists, and in addition to, and so those girls, they were different. They were different in their behavior, in their demeanor, and even in their way of talking or eating or drinking, or even related to this. Okay, and the one who used to put on specs, she was evil. She was quite much evil, malicious, obnoxious, and in addition to her demeanor, that too was Anoki one. On the other hand, the girl who was who was her twin sister, she was good in nature, and then at last they just decided to just separate, to get separated from each other. So the doctor related this that the doctor that he can merely save one out of the two, and so the mother she related this that you should try to save that girl who is without specs, who is good in nature, and then the soul of the another girl, she came for attacking upon the mother and upon her twin sister. And even especially the girl who was good in nature, who was without specs, she was loving one man. She was already fallen in love with a man, and especially it so happened since her childhood. This is the quite horror film, let it be, and I watched this, and then you know what, I was unable to feel normal, and even for some days I was unable to go to the washroom alone, really, and even I was unable to sleep peacefully at the night time, and so due to which now I have completely avoided watching out the horror films. That's the fact. And in addition to, while I take bath in the washroom, so I just look towards the back side, or towards this left right sides, or towards the upward side, so as to just feel good, and so as to just assure myself that there is no ghost around me and no lizard as well. And in addition to, once I was in the washroom, and I was taking a lovely bath in the washroom, and there came a lizard spontaneously. Even suddenly there came a lizard, and then I ran out of the washroom, and even I just forgot covering my body with a towel, and especially my siblings, they were there, and so they saw me, so I was having no problem, especially my sisters and my mom, they all saw me. There was no male all around me, so I was feeling comfortable. But it completely reveals this, that how how much I feel afraid of lizards. Really, the lizards, they are quite much short in size, like this or this, but not more than this. Nevertheless, I feel afraid of lizards. Even not only I, but my siblings and some other people, they also feel afraid of lizards. And especially if the lizard would try to fall on the body, so the body that would turn according to me, the soiled one, the stained one, even the dirty one, uncleaned one. In addition to, according to me, some lizards, they take the bite of of the body like the mosquitoes, and thereby they just spread their literally what. Okay, in addition to, the thing is that some lizards, they take the bite of the body and thereby spreading the, according to me, thereby spreading the poison, the venom into the body of the human beings. And I just heard this, I overheard this, I'm not claiming this that this is the real thing. Okay, I just heard this, but let it be. And in addition to, I was unable to understand your term which you stated by putting down, by texting me, by messaging me over here. What was that? Especially you used to put down that one in Hindi, but in the translation of English. Okay, and so I was unable to make a sense out of all of your sentence. In addition to that was especially in Hindi, and so due to which I was unable to read that one thoroughly. Okay, so could you please put down that one once again, but in English, not in that language, that half Hindi and half English language. Okay, put down, right, very fast. Very firstly, I know the alternatives of fast. The very first one is swiftly, then nimbly, gallop, hastily, promptly, briskly, early. 7, no, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 7. Okay, please write that one once again, the last sentence. I'm waiting for that one, as I was unable to understand that one. Have you understood? You take time for putting down. I think you don't know much more about how to text something quite fast, how to put down something quite fast. Especially some people, they know about how to write something, but they got unaware about the speed. They just forget about the speed, and they, while putting down something, they sleep and so thereby they take time. Okay, today I'm too happy because my neighbor's girl failed in her math exam. Okay, earlier what you used to put down? Okay, here, from here I can watch out. Live chat. Top chat. Then what? दीदी मैं हाथ से उठाता हूँ लिजार्ड को. What? Now I understood. How can you just pick up that one with the use of your hand? Really? I can't pick up the lizard with my hands. But earlier, मज़ा आता है. How disgusting. It's fun. Really, if I would try to wash out my hands for overtime for 5 to 6 times, then again I would feel like obnoxious, and I would not try to have the meals with my own hands due to just picking up the lizard. Ugh. Let it be. Earlier I entreated you to put down that same thing in English, but you didn't try to put down that one. Did you understand me earlier or not? Or you just forgot? Or you ignored me? Take a glimpse of my data. Okay, just put down and tell me. But let it be. And in addition to, you know what, I'm quite much fond of cursive writing, and I used to make the cursive letters I use, not used, I use to make the cursive letters, cursive alphabets, and then I make the shots and then I upload. Earlier the views, they were merely 2, and then I thought that it would be good if I would try to watch out that one for 5 to 6 times, but I didn't try to watch out that one, and as I felt like lazy, and then at last, you know what, the thing is that 45 views they are now, from, especially from 2 views. Okay, just tell me why you didn't try to write about that one when I used to entreat you for writing that one in English. Okay, I have been doing calligraphy for the past 3 years. Calligraphy. Okay. When the lockdown start. Okay, and I used to focus on speaking English, but I was unable to speak English. Really. Okay, just tell me why you was unable to put down about that one in English earlier, about picking up the lizard with the use of hands. I was unable to make a sense out of the sentence earlier, as I was unable to read that one thoroughly, and then I entreated you to put down that one in English. You ignored me. Why? Just tell me. And then I would go to the terrace, as the wind is blowing over there, and I feel quite much good while roaming on the terrace. Really, this is the good activity. And okay, please. What? What should I tell? How to pronounce it in English? Oh, okay. Picking up the lizard or lizards with hands or hand, or with the use of fingers. Okay. Or it meant that either lizard or lizards. Okay. Either this or this one. And it meant that lizard as well as lizards, both. Okay. Okay, it's good for today. Should I stop the live streaming? Stop that man, cease. It's about 1 hour completely. Really. 58. 2 minutes are left. Let it be 2 minutes more. 58. Okay, you can ask me something, then I would stop the live streaming, or you can message me. Okay. 58. ओके, बारिश हो रही है आपके यहाँ? No. Just the wind that is blowing, the hard wind, or the hard wind, or the wind is blowing hard. Okay, it meant like gale, or like storm. Okay. You can ask me something, I would try to answer that one in English. Okay. And for 1 more minute, I'm waiting right away. यहाँ उत्तराखंड में पानी बहुत ऊपर तक आया है. ऊपर तक. Okay, very firstly, it meant that the flood that has taken place, that has come, or very firstly, you know what, crossing the water, when the water crosses the head, it meant that you have suffered a lot. Okay. And it also meant that according to me, that now you're feeling quite much, according to me, angry, and now you are furious. Okay. You're teaching baatein, not teaching. Okay. I just try to just tell about my personal things, and I just try to familiarize others with myself. I don't want to teach to someone. My main motto, my main concern is not to teach to anyone really. I myself am a learner of English. I don't know much more about English. I'm not having a solid foundation over English. So I'm not a teacher. I I have never taught to anyone on YouTube. I just speak about topics. I just aware the people of some of the topics like dowry, or even I just take the social issues, and I thereby I aware the people, and I just tell about some things like the importance of education, and thereby I just try my level best to uplift the woman empowerment, and the setting up of schools in India as well. Okay, that's the fact.